then when I saw him come into the ring, Ruiz looked nice and relaxed and calm. And then I saw Joshua coming. And he's looking at the crowd, looking up and looking around him. He wasn't giving me good signals. And I'm sat here like 3-4 hours away, 4 or 5 hours from New York. And I'm thinking, this guy, I said it to him, there was 15 men in here that night. And I said, I bet he gets knocked out. Everyone's, why? I said, because one, he's chewing his gum shield in half and looking out the ring. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. Without being too critical or too judging or judgmental, he just, anywhere on earth he could have rather been than in New York, in Madison Square Garden, in a fight that night, I believe he would have been. And no matter who you're in with, if you're in with a blown up middleweight and you give up on yourself, you're going to lose.
Hello! Anthony Joshua is a phenomenal athlete with a clean, clinical approach to his game, yet despite his size, athleticism and skill, he lost to a much smaller man. Why? How could this happen? Of course, you cannot remove Andy Ruiz's toughness and skill from the equation, but Tyson Fury said something very interesting. Observing Joshua's behavior, Fury likely used reference experience from his long lineage of hand-to-hand combat. He derived that Anthony Joshua did not appear to be himself. He did not appear to want to be there. Maybe, after all, when representing the British on home soil, Anthony Joshua must have been treated like fighting royalty. Removed from that crowd, perhaps a time zone difference, jet lag from the trip, who knows what the reasons were, but for some reason, the Gypsy King believed Anthony Joshua did not want to be there, even before the bout had began. If this is true, how important could it have been? Possibly. Observe here. Source from the Journal of Psychosomatic Research, it turns out relaxation is the most effective method of tolerating pain. Being relaxed helps you cope with pain better, manage it better. Anxiety and cognitive rehearsal also improve one's capacity to tolerate pain. Innately, your mental state affects your ability to manage the struggle before you. We have all experienced this one way or another. A day where you're just not feeling it, our heads are just not in the game, thus when we're placed before struggle, our composure breaks, we make more and more mistakes. Simply, your performance pales to when you're feeling good. When you're feeling prepared, comfortable and switched on, you just play your game better. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Charles R. Swindoll. We all know very well how our attitude, our mental state can dramatically shift the reaction to something, even if that something is the same. Example, when you're mad and ungrateful, you'll find any reason to vent anger. 90% of quarrels are actually due to tone of voice and not the subject at hand. This reinforces this notion, but when you're calm, relaxed, grateful, you'll find the good in even the bad. You'll continue moving forward, even if you come across a few bumps along the way. Now, Anthony Joshua is a top caliber martial artist, but that does not change the fact that he is a human being, just like you and me. Where Tyson Fury predicates his style on the feel-good factor, feeling good being the most important factor to his game, his insight on Joshua's body language might have glinted that he was not in the place he needed to be. This is very real, especially so in the heavyweight division where one mistake can be all the more punishing. It's a world where one punch thrown by someone who knows how can instantly shift the course of a bout. Then, when you're flashed into a haze from your neurotransmitters firing off, some get up and are willing to give everything unfazed. They maintain their composure despite taking very real damage. In Andy Ruiz's case, thinking about giving back to his family, his wife, children, his mother, knowing the dramatic life quality shift they'd experience, of course, he would get back up. It is unlikely that a clean punch would break his mental composure. You could feel it in the way he rose. You could feel it even in the beginning of the bout. He was ready to shock the world. With Joshua though, this is something I do not know for sure, but perhaps Tyson Fury was correct. When the devastating hand speed of Andy Ruiz made connection, Joshua did rise. Clearly, he was experiencing a haze from the force he took, but I know for sure, if you are not feeling it at the moment, innately, that haze feels much, much heavier. The thinking mind's self-preservation kicks in. If this was on British soil, if Anthony Joshua had the same aura of indomitability he normally possesses, do you believe the ref would have waved, looking into his eyes? Regardless of your answer though, Ruiz does hit like a truck. There likely aren't very many men who can eat this tier of power, flush then rise back up. My final thoughts. There are many components to any and every game, but you cannot deny the importance of mentality towards the game. Regardless of what game you play, the quality of your work, beyond that, the quality of your life, is heavily influenced by your attitude. Every moment is a microtransaction either bringing you further or closer to the state you desire. Fostering, nurturing a state where you can be relaxed, grateful, present to the world before you, that is fundamental to an individual running on optimum. Check your state and make decisions that bring you closer to the way you want to feel. From there, you'll naturally emanate forward better reactions to the world before you. When you understand this, you understand your world. It all starts from within. If you like more from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. It truly does help the channel. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.